Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I know this is going to be really hard to accept, but you can't save everyone. Narcissists are very deceitful, and they can, depending on how they present at a given time, they can hide behind a facade. They could be more covert with it, where they're literally hiding behind an image or images, if we're talking about social media and things like that. Or if they're more grandiose, there's a lot of hype usually around the narcissist. They themselves are celebrities in their own minds a lot of times, and they may dress really well and live a luxurious lifestyle. And really, behind the scenes, life's a mess. They're super depressed and can barely crawl out of bed in the morning and are buckling under the pressure of the pretense. At any rate, when you're dealing with a narcissistic or toxic individual, you can be blinded by some of those things. Picture perfect images, a luxurious lifestyle, and what appears to be a normal, maybe even perfect person or ideal person. However, anyone who's dealt with narcissists or experienced narcissistic abuse, or experienced at the very least toxic behavior from a fake friend, knows that that's part of the game, is giving off the appearance that everything's normal and that they can do no wrong, or that they live this aspirational lifestyle, and that why wouldn't you want to be around me, or why wouldn't you want to be me, and drawing you in with things like the love bombing. If you're the type of person who likes to rescue people or tries to fix people or help people, and maybe almost to a fault, then it's going to be hard to convince people that are blinded by the image that the narcissist is projecting that there's really anything wrong. It's very insidious behavior, and you really have to experience it a lot of times for yourself in order to become a believer. I thought of 5 reasons why you can't save everyone. You might be able to think of some others, and if you can and are willing to do so, put those in the comments below. I'd love to hear yours, and I'm sure that it would help someone else. One reason that you can't save everyone is cognitive dissonance. A lot of people can't really wrap their brains around the idea that someone who maybe on the outside looks normal and looks like, a good person could behave in such an insidious way and could cause so much damage and destruction behind the scenes. And if their experience with the narcissist or toxic person has been pretty good for the most part, it's going to be really hard for them to reconcile the idea that, okay, this person who's been nice to me is really not a nice person or not a good person, or they're being nasty to other people that I actually like or care about, and I'm just not witnessing it up close and personal. A lot of people just can't make that connection. They can't reconcile the two things. And that's where cognitive dissonance comes in. It's like the person that is being presented to them just doesn't match the insidious behavior or malicious behavior or destructive behavior that's occurring on the low. On top of not being able to see it, they may also rationalize or justify the narcissist or toxic person's behavior. Oh, well, they might just be going through something. Well, maybe they just aren't feeling well, or maybe they're having an off day, or maybe they're hungry, or maybe they just have gas. A second reason that you can't save everyone is because some of the people that the narcissist or toxic individual is dealing with may be getting certain core needs met by the narcissist or toxic person. For example, within the context of a friend group, there may be some people in the friend group who maybe when they were younger or back in their heyday, they weren't popular, or no one really paid them much attention, or they were kind of on the outskirts, or they were kind of nerdy, or whatever the case is. Perhaps in an effort to love bomb them or to really win their favor, the narcissist will pull them close and really build them up in a way that maybe they've never been built up before. And so the narcissist now has an ally, and this person who maybe had a rough go of it during their heyday, or maybe even during their teenage years, like in high school, for example, where it's really rough, all of a sudden feels like, hey, they're in the in crowd. They're on top of the world. They're doing things. They're in the mix. And for some people, that can be hard to let go of, especially if they've been traumatized or damaged in some kind of way, even if it's just psychologically, or just, their esteem taking a hit from not being popular or being considered more of an outcast or nerdy, or just not being as popular maybe as they wanted to be back in their heyday. A codependent person is going to be like a lock and key with the narcissist. Maybe they serve, or they're a helper, or they are a fixer by nature. Their inclination is to help people, or they've been kind of trained or taught by example growing up to help people or to be a servant. And they might even get some of their esteem from being a helper, being valuable to others. And they may be a very nice person, but they're getting their needs met in kind of an unhealthy way. And of course, the narcissist is going to eat that up, because narcissists are very needy and they want someone to meet their needs. And they look to other people to meet their needs. That's kind of part of the point, is to get their needs met by outside forces. People getting their needs met in some way, shape, or form by the narcissist is going to override any efforts that you might make to save them. A third reason why you can't save everyone is the smear campaign. Say you've discarded the narcissist. You've removed yourself from the toxic situation or from the toxic friend group. The narcissist, in an effort to save face, is going to smear your name. They're going to cast shadows of doubt about your character. They're going to plant seeds in the minds of the remnant to suggest that maybe there's something wrong with you, or something off about you, or that maybe you're just not a good person, or maybe that you were mean to them, or that you hurt them in some way. When really, you got the heck out of Dodge because you saw what was really going on with the narcissist and their character and what they were really about. Those individuals who stay behind, the remnant, who listen to the narcissist and who entertain the things that the narcissist says about you, and hangs back thinking that they made the right decision and not only that, but that they're in with the cool crowd, will oftentimes stand up for the narcissist, or rationalize or justify the narcissist's behavior, or just continue to be there for the narcissist because they don't see what's really going on yet. And in turn, they will distance themselves to a certain degree from you. They may not do it all the way, or they might not completely wash their hands of you, but they may gravitate more towards the narcissist or toxic person than you. The fourth reason why you can't save everyone is the perception of value. Narcissists are very image driven. It's all about how they look to the outside world. So they are going to put forth pretty pictures, put forth a great image in terms of what they're about or who they are or what they do, something noble perhaps, helping people, saving children in Africa, helping people to get healthy, or saving lives in some capacity. Could be a doctor, could be a teacher, some kind of helper, someone in a spiritual occupation like ministry or something like that. They're going to give off the impression that they're charitable, noble, a helper, laying down their life for the sake of others, and project this image that makes it look on the surface like they have a lot of value to offer, when really it's all a facade. And the whole idea is to draw people in and then suck them dry of whatever they can get. The fifth reason why you can't save everyone is because people in general tend to act based on how things should be or how they think things should be, as opposed to the way things really are. I spoke with a woman about this recently, and she was having a hard time wrapping her brain around the fact that she had been duped by a narcissist. And she was like, I just don't even understand how someone could be this way or how someone could behave this way. Or she went so far as to say, well, I just figured people should act normal. People should behave in a rational, normal way. Well, sure, in an ideal world, absolutely. But the reality is that a lot of people don't. And on top of that, there are people who are actually covering up the fact that they are not behaving in a normal, rational, reasonable fashion and are really out to get their needs met by other people, scam, con, manipulate, cheat, steal, lie, destroy. And that's the reality. And even though what you're saying is absolutely true, in an ideal world, people should absolutely behave in a way that's socially acceptable. But the reality is that everyone isn't. And when you come face to face with someone who is not behaving in a morally correct way, to the point where it's interfering with yours and others' abilities to live positive, productive, and prosperous lives, then that's not okay. That's a problem. Even though you're correct in your assessment of how things should be, that's not the way they are. And therefore, you need to remove yourself from the situation, distance yourself, and just accept the fact that you can't save everybody and that the others who have decided to stay are going to have to figure it out for themselves. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially if you struggle with that temptation of wanting to rescue people. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to your health and well-being, mind, body, and spirit, it's for the best. When it comes to narcissists, toxic people, and narcissistic abuse and other toxic behaviors, you can't save everyone. Ideally, everyone would walk the earth and conduct themselves in a morally correct manner and interact with people in a very positive, productive, and prosperous way, but that's not the world we live in, and that's not reality. And you need to educate yourself about these types of individuals and this type of behavior so that when you run into these types of individuals and behavior, you can quickly identify it for what it is, remove yourself, protect your health and well-being, and move forward with your life in a positive, productive, and prosperous way. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.